The Halo franchise is a 2-decade old game. It has been around longer than some of us have been alive, including myself. And it was the first video game I have ever played. And being that, it holds a special place in my heart. And we've seen many iterations, evolutions, and adaptations of this beloved franchise. Some good, some bad, some horrible, and some pretty good. But today I would like to talk about the evolutions of a very specific weapon that we all hold very close to our heart, that was introduced in the Halo title, Halo 2, and has been a staple ever since, except maybe in Reach and ODST. Unfortunately, those games do not have this weapon. What I'm talking about is the legendary BR. The only BR Halo needs. And just to be clear, I did say needs. That doesn't mean I don't want a Halo BR. Or Battle Royale, I should call it. Halo 2 was the first game to introduce the BR, and it is roughly based off of the real-world weapon called the FAMAS. Now, I could only find a few idle animations for the Halo 2 BR, but the weapon itself is very sleek. It has an awesome looking scope, and the weapon itself, its fire, it sounds awesome. It has a very iconic sound to it that very few weapons in many games can actually get a hold of and make it seemed like, hey, I know exactly what that weapon is like, or what that weapon sounds like. It has a very distinct... It also has a very interesting mechanic that's not really too interesting, but I find it kind of interesting. It's the ability to strip shields very, very quickly and very effectively. Now, the reason why I put H2A alongside this list is because the weapon is such a, almost pure straight but straight pull from the original game. It's just a very, very, very high quality version of the BR. Now, obviously, being a DMR-styled weapon, designated marksman rifle, it is a very, very good weapon at far to mid-range. But it also is one of the most competitive used weapons in competitive Halo and competitive gaming. It is very effective, and many pros choose this as their go for a BR weapon in any Halo game. Now, in Halo 2, it is a hit scan weapon, which means that when you're looking at the target and the reticle is on the target, when you pull the trigger, it will hit the target. It's not a projectile-based weapon at that moment in time. Also, a fun little thing I found out while making clips for this video is that you can actually damage yourself with the BR in Halo 2. I do not know if you can do this in Halo 3, Halo 4, yada yada, but fun little quirk I found. Halo 3 was the first game to bring back the BR into a Halo game, and as such, it has gone through some upgrades and some nerfs, I guess you could say, to some of its design. I do not like how the weapon sounds like it is less beefy than its original counterpart. I only managed to find two animations and idle animations, and both of them are highly similar to each other. Just one brings it down a little bit more. Now, the weapon itself doesn't sound awful. I just don't think it's as high of a quality as all the other BRs on this list. Now, it is obviously good at long range like its predecessor, but it was switched up from a hit scan to a projectile based weapon. Now, it has only one reload animation that I could come up unless there's some secret like Battlefield reload animation. There is only one reload animation with the Halo 3 BR. Well, Halo 4 had many disputes among the community, including the story, characters, art style, multiplayer, lack of firefight, and the horrendous Horde mode, or not Horde, Forge mode. I think the BR is really well done, though I do have trouble deciphering it from either hit scan or projectile based. It is very confusing because it feels like it's hit scan, but I've heard people call it projectile based. Please let me know that in the comments. It is a much more modern, futuristic take on the battle rifle. It doesn't look horrible in my opinion, but it strayed very far away from the Halo 2/3 aesthetic of the BR and the game in general. Now, the BR in Halo 4 has two reload animations, one where he'll simply slap his mag into place, and the other, whenever it is fully depleted, he will cock back the handle in order to put in the next round. Or next 3 rounds, I don't know. I'm not a fully gun person, please let me know how that works. It also has a different sound from Halo 2, a very different sound from Halo 2's BR. And I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite sound. While the reputation of Halo 5 is an interesting one, the BR does not escape this reputation for the fact that it is the most aesthetically different BR compared to Halo 2 and Halo 3. It does have several different variants, and they all sound different compared to the original, except for the Halo 2 Legendary BR, of course. The variants was a new thing in Halo 5, and I show them all off in these clips right here. And I cannot I didn't hear any that sounded exactly different from the other, but basically they're just all different attachments and stuff like that. Quick thing to note is the ammo counter for it, instead of being blue, it is a yellowish. In the beta, it was like orange. And so, yeah, they changed quite a bit from even the Halo 4 BR. Halo Infinite is the most recent Halo title, and it has a very aesthetically pleasing BR that boasts a very classic art style. The scope is a little bigger this time around, but the overall aesthetic is very similar, and the ammo counter is clearly different. It is smaller, but it's back to being blue. It has several idle animations, and the overall sound of the weapon sounds really good. I do like how it's a return to the sleek, smooth Black FAMAS inspired style of the gun. And I just love the sound of it. Now it also has another variant where it has a yellow outlining. not too much of a difference besides it has a shorter range with the scope, and the ammo capacity is only 30 for the mag size. So there's that difference, and it also does extra damage. But the overall, excuse me, the overall feel of the gun is very much a back to the basics for the Halo BR, and I am so glad for its return. And I know Halo Infinite's multiplayer is having some rough spots. I believe my brother covered that in one of his videos. But I wish the best of luck. Well, you made it to the end of the video.
Consider it done.
Yeah, so this was a relatively short video. I'm hoping to be able to produce higher quality videos soon. I'm going to be getting a laptop pretty soon. I'm not exactly sure on the exact date, but hopefully that will allow me to make higher quality videos and be able to produce them actually faster as well, because the phone is annoying. I hope you guys have a great day.